Hi! I haven't used this channel in 5 years, but today I wanted to come on here to show you how I converted my mini-DV tapes through FireWire into digital movies that I can see on my computer. This camera is really good, well taken care of, but it's old and it's starting to not work as it should. So to make sure these tapes don't go away forever, because these are really important family tapes for my family, I found a way to convert them into digital AVI files. To do so, you do need this camera, not exactly this model, but you need a camera that is compatible with mini-DV videos. Some cameras are old, like I just said, and they need a little bit of cleaning. So you can watch some videos on YouTube on how to clean the spools if you need that. Hopefully I won't need to do it anymore because I did a little bit, but I might have to. I knew I wanted to do this and figure out how to convert the videos, but I didn't know which way was the best. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos and found a million different ways to do it. Some using the AV port on the camera and some using FireWire, some using a DVD player with FireWire, some using an old computer that still had a FireWire port, some using the Thunderbolt cable that came with MacBook a bunch of years ago. But all of these methods were quite expensive, except for this one. And I found this one video from a really great YouTuber. You can watch, I'm gonna put the link in the description. But he showed me using the AV port on the camera made the audio almost unrecognizable. He made a really good example of the difference. So if you want to see how much better the FireWire is versus the AV port, you can check out his video. He has a really good example video on there. And so yeah, I knew I wanted to do FireWire. And therefore, I did the same thing as he did, and I bought this external FireWire port for my desktop computer. And it was pretty cheap. It was around 200 Norwegian kroner, which is around $20 or something. I've tested it, it worked. But I've not tested it here. I tested it when I was home for Christmas on somebody else's computer. Now I'm gonna do it on my own computer. So you need this, not this exact model, but you need a FireWire port with a 4-pin and 6-pin, because this is a 4-pin, which is in the same as in the camera. And then it's the 6-pin right here. That's you're gonna use the cable on. And the cable is this one right here. As you can see, it's the 4-pin and the 6-pin. It's FireWire. Let's get to it. The first thing you're gonna need to do, you can see one of these slots here. I have 3 empty ones. That's where I'm gonna put this port, this card. So I'm opening my computer. I don't know if you can see it. See on the inside there are 2 slots that are kind of narrow. That's where these 2 parts are going. So I'm gonna detach one of these steel plates and then I'm gonna swap it out with this one. I'm using the screwdriver to loosen this metal plate that's here. Like that. Make sure not to lose the screws. And then I can just take it out like that. Now I'm gonna replace it with this one. Now you can see the card lying in there. I connected it, so now it's also there. So now I'm just gonna put the screw back in, and there you go. Now I'm gonna plug my computer back in, get it up and running, and then we'll look at the softwares. Also, I have this FireWire cable, 6-pin to 4-pin. I didn't know, but the card that I ordered that I just installed in my computer actually came with a cable, and I bought this separately. But this is a little bit longer, but if you want to save some money, be aware that your card might also come with the cable, so you don't have to buy it separately. But I'm just gonna plug this, the big part, into the computer, and this small part into the camera, where it says HDV/DV. Yours might say something different if it doesn't have HDV, but this one has. So just plug it in the computer and it should be connected. It's been a few days. There's been some technical difficulties, and because first everything worked fine. I plugged my camera into the FireWire and I downloaded HDV Split because I have an HDV camera. I downloaded from FFD Show the MPEG-2 decoder and recorded 2 of my tapes. my first two tapes went really fine. They were recorded, they were saved as M2T files, and I later converted them into mp4 files. And I can see them, they're fine. The third tape, however, suddenly stopped working, or not the tape, but when I was recording the third tape, the software didn't recognize my camera anymore. So the tape was corrupted, no, the file was corrupted or something, I don't know. It's still an M2T file, but when I try to watch it, it says the file type is not supported, but it's the same as the other M2T files, so I don't understand really. Anyways, HDV split stopped working, or the program worked, but it didn't recognize my camera, even though I didn't do anything. It was within the same hour as I recorded the two working tapes. That third tape it stopped recognizing my camera. And I can show you a picture of how it looks. So this is how the program looked. It says camcorder is not recognized or connected, which is weird because I didn't do anything. Anyway, after long nights on Reddit and on Google and trying to fix this problem, I came up with a solution. That said, I don't know what the solution is, but I fixed it. I don't know what thing I did that helped, but I'm gonna just list a few of the things I did. So maybe if you're having the same problem, you can have a try. Anyways, first of all, I tried all the basics, turning off the computer, turning off the camera, turning them on at different orders, and unplugging the FireWire cable and unplugging the FireWire port. I tried deleting HDV split and all the softwares that I downloaded and then re-downloading them. Nothing worked. I asked Reddit, I made a long text about what was wrong and I didn't understand what happened. Nobody came up with a solution for me, which sucks because Reddit is always my favorite place to find solutions for technical problems. Anyways, turns out there is this port on my camera. I don't know if you can see this. There's a picture of a tape here. And then there's the SD card here. Because this camera is like, there's a slot for an SD card, but you can only take pictures on the SD card, not actually videos. So just to try it out, I started pushing buttons on the camera, hoping it would work. The weird thing was, my computer recognized my camera, and it also recognized the FireWire port and the FireWire cable, I don't know. Because I was looking at the device manager, and both the port and the camera was recognized and they were there. And whenever I was plugging in the camera, it made like the doo-doo sound. So the computer was recognizing it, but I couldn't actually use it with my computer. And especially with HDV split. I tried some other programs as well that used to work, but now it doesn't, or it didn't. But yeah, I flicked that little part of the camera onto the SD card setting, and then suddenly it was recognized. But that's still a problem, because I'm not gonna record my SD card. I'm gonna record the tape that's in the camera. And then I just flick it back over to to the tape setting, and it worked. But yeah, that's the little fix I did. Anyway, I'm gonna jump back onto my computer and then show you how it works there. Alright, now hopefully you have your camera set up and connected through the FireWire port on your computer. What you need to do next is download this program called HDV Split. Just click this link, I'll link it in the description, and your download will start shortly. If you're using a DV camera that's a bit older, you might not be able to use HDV Split. In that case, you can use this program called miniDV. It's essentially the same thing, but it converts DV videos instead of HDV. Both are video types that are on miniDV cameras. No, miniDV-tapes. Anyway, when you download HDV Split, which is what I did, because that's what my camera uses, because it's an HDV camera, you open it after you install it, and this is what pops up. Hopefully your camera is detected, like you can see mine is right here. That is absolutely awesome. I have put a tape in my camera already that I'm gonna hopefully capture. So I'm just gonna put the name of the file or what I want the file to be named right here. Also make sure you have an output directory. However, you might have an error message here saying you're missing an MPEG-2 decoder. In that case, you have to download this program called FFD-show. It's gonna just put you through an installation process, and during that process, just make sure you look at all the little ticked boxes and tick the one called MPEG-2 and the libva codec. If you have any issues with this, just Google it. I found it really easily on Reddit, I think. But yeah, FFD-show is a good software to use if you lack an MPEG-2 decoder. Anyway, back to the HDV split software. Also, I like to make sure these two boxes here are not ticked, because what this does essentially is it cuts your video into small pieces, and I would like just the whole tape to be one continuous video. So that's why I did it. When I used this setting right here, it became a bunch of 2 to 3 minutes long videos, which is kind of annoying to sort through after putting it in a folder. So I'd just rather edit it later if I wish to edit it. Anyways, now I'm just gonna click the record button and hope everything goes well. You can also check this preview box if you want to see what you're recording as you're recording it. So hopefully it comes up here. As you can see, it's a little bit laggy, but it works. And this is the video I wanted to capture. I had some problems capturing a bunch of tapes after one another. It was getting laggy and the video quality was worse and worse. If you have the same issue, just look up some videos on how to clean your camera on the inside using isopropyl and a cotton swab or anything like that. I just cleaned the spools and everything worked fine after. Also, your camera might get hot. It's an old camera. Give it a rest if it needs to, and hopefully it's gonna be fine after. Anyways, when I'm done downloading these videos, you can see I just took this short video and it's already in my folders. If you do so, and you want to have it in another file format, I just used VLC, which is, you've probably all seen it, this program right here. If you use VLC, I can just show you. It comes up like this. Click media, convert/save, and then you can add your M2T file, which is most likely the file you're going to get from HDV split. Add it here. Click convert save. I'll just... As you can see, I added my file. Just click convert/save and put it in MP4, and then put your destination for the file. After you do that, it's gonna be MP4, easier to store, and more, generally just a more reliable file type. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Maybe I'll answer them if I have an answer. Most likely I don't, because I don't really know what I'm doing. But yeah, see you next time.